Welcome back out of the pitching change. Tim Foley, Devin Dobick along with you. Joe Vitrano with you as well as the day is done for LeBaron Johnson Jr. Gives up 2 home runs, hits a batter. Otherwise, he struck out 4, had a nice middle stretch there at the end of the 6th and in a clean 1-2-3 7th. But he's run into trouble here in the 8th. Leadoff home run to Tommy Seidel, plunked Brock Wilken, and the tying run is now standing on deck as Harwich is trying to inch closer to coming back into this one. Cut on and missed. It's an 0-2 count now to Joe Vitrano, who's 1 for 3 on the night. Singled in that big 6th inning for Harwich, in which 5 came across the score. He was one of the few runs to come across on Hunter Stokely's tower of a shot. It's an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. He did get him. That was a nicely placed off-speed pitch, 77 miles an hour, that dropped over the heart of the plate. And so Vitrano is retired.
That one dropped right in there. I don't know what Vitrano was looking at. Good pitch to hit, too. Breaking ball, just where he likes it, lays off. Holiday picks up a strikeout quickly. And now with 1 away, Mariners gonna have to start a rally as we move to the bottom of the order. Hunter Stokely did have that big blast in his last AB, though.
Would go a long way here for Harwich as they're down by 3, as that one's going to be in for a ball. Just misses outside. It's 1-0 count. The new pitcher on the mound who recorded that strikeout looking of Joe Vitrano, it's Brian Holiday. Holiday, this is a situation for him in which he's trying to come in and help lock up this win for the Anglers. Only a 3-run game, so if he's able to wrap it up, potential for the save situation, thanks to the home run given up to open up the inning. But on the season, Holiday, his numbers look like this: 3.48 ERA, batters batting just 195 against him. He's got 14 strikeouts to 8 walks, and he gets a called strike to make it a 1-2 count.
And Stokely with some words for Merzel there, pointing at the spot. Got to be careful there. Don't want to run into an accident. Get thrown out of this ball game. You've already had a good game with a 3-run blast in the 6th. Your team needs you. Don't get careless and screw up.
It's a 1-2 count. The pitch from Holiday. Did he go around? They'll say that he did not. Oh my goodness. Hunter Stokely is able to stay alive in this at-bat. Tough angle for Mike Rabideau over towards second base. Chance here for the Mariners to extend the inning even more so, as it's now a 2-2 count with just 1 gone still. Brock Wilkins over on first, and we'll see what Hunter Stokely does with his extra life.
Anglers can't believe it. Fan base not thrilled.
2-2 count still here to Stokely as he'll try to readjust, make sure that he's of the right mindset for this next pitch. It's a 2-2 count. Holiday comes set. Here it is. And this one's going to be hit out toward left field, and that's going to get down into the gap out in left center. Can't be picked up by Ingram. Holding at third is Wilken. Up to second with a 1-out double is Hunter Stokely. The Babe with 9 lives is able to find a way onto second, and so it's now 2 in scoring position with just 1 gone in the inning.
So how about that? Stokely gets another life, as you put it, cashes in. 6 total bases for him here tonight. His 2nd extra base hit and his 2nd multi-hit game of the season. He is locked in tonight on the road, feeding off the boos from the crowd. They are still not pleased with the umpire.
Yeah, certainly a tough call, as Stokely is standing on second base right now. And so it's Kalai Harrison who's up to bat, as he's the shortstop here tonight. 0 for 2 on the night. Walked back in the 2nd. Otherwise, he's grounded out to the pitcher, and he's struck out swinging. So he's looking to get back on track with 2 in scoring position here. He does represent the tying run. First pitch is going to miss for a ball, and the count is 1-0. On the season for Stokely, season high for extra base hits in a game with 2. Matches his collegiate high at that with 2. Was able to hit that back on May 8th, 2022, this past season. That was at NC State as Kalai Harrison cuts and misses on the 1-0, and it's a 1-1 count now. So Harwich already had one big comeback in them here tonight. Can they pull it off once again? This time the deficit was 4. It's down to 3, and now there's 2 in scoring position for the one man up the bat right now in Harrison. It's a 1-2 count as the 1-1 is a called strike, so we'll see how Harrison decides to handle this one here. Same question to Holiday. What will he go to as his potential put-away pitch? Try to get one more out in this inning. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Down goes Harrison. 2 strikeouts here in the outing for Brian Holiday, as there's now 2 gone with runners still on second and third.
And if I had a nickel for every time the Mariners had runners in scoring position and less than 2 outs and were unable to move anyone in, I'd be a very rich man. And there it goes once again, a non-contact out by Kalai Harrison. And now it's up to Will Hamiter. Just 2 hits on the season. He's 2 for 22 all year long. Need him more than ever right now.
Yeah, I mean, how big would it be if Hamiter is able to come in clutch right now and deliver the Mariners to a closer ball game? You have Matt Gussetti on deck, who's 0 for 2 on the night, has gotten out with a walk. But with the 2 outs here, it's going to take a lot from Hamiter to extend this inning. The 1-0, that's fought off. It's now a 1-1 count. The fog rolled back a little bit over the course of this past inning, but it's coming back in once again, as that's something you have to worry about if you're Harwich. Of course, the lights are on, so this game will go about until curfew if ever need be. And that's going to miss for a ball. It's a 2-1 count now. But the fog, a serious concern. There's been fog delays. Games have been called due to fog, so depends on where things are at. It's a 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be hit out toward right field. Charging in the right fielder, Lyle Miller-Green. He makes the diving catch. And so the inning is over. An impressive grab for, Guy Garibay Jr., who was out in right field. As the inning comes to an end, the Mariners get one more across, but they leave 2 stranded in scoring position. Guy Garibay Jr., an impressive grab at that. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Back on the other side with the Chatham Angler Bats. You're listening to the Harwich Mariners YouTube network. Welcome back inside Veterans Field here in beautiful Chatham, Massachusetts. It's going to be Chuck Ingram, Johnny Castagnazzi, and Caden Grice all due up to bat in this inning for the Anglers, as the first pitch in from Hunter Hodges misses for a ball. It's a 1-0 count. Mariners down by 3 right now, as the next pitch also misses for a ball. 2-0. Threatened back in the last inning of play. Nearly were able to drive in 2 more on a ball that was hit solidly out toward right field, but an impressive diving catch from Guy Garibay Jr., who sold out to save the inning. Kept Harwich to just 1 run in the frame, and it's a 3-0 count now here to the batter and Chuck Ingram, as the Mariners need to be able to lock it down. But Ingram is walked on 4 pitches, and so it's going to be a leadoff walk here.
And you talk about an inning-saving play for the Anglers. Guy Garibay Jr. came up huge because when you think about it, if that gets by the right fielder, 2 runs come in, another guy in scoring position for the Mariners. It's a 1-run ball game.
As they've announced dollar dogs here at Veterans Field, you can tell fans immediately jumped up and started heading over toward the snack shack over there. As the first pitch comes in to Johnny Castagnazzi, it's an 0-1 count now. I mean, it's like reflex around here. You hear the dollar dog announcement and you are off and running. And so it's an 0-1 count to the batter in Castagnazzi. He's got a man on first in Ingram. Here's the pitch. That's in for a called strike. It's 0-2 now. Hodges trying to battle back and record his first strikeout of his outing if he can find the strike zone on this next one.
Needs it too. Had a lot of rest on that bench during a long inning for the Mariners. See if he can prevail.
Castagnazzi, a nice take up high as that one just missed the strike zone at 82 miles an hour. And the count is 1-2 now. Hodges staring in. He's got a man on first. Some pressure added here. Hodges has had some nice outings this season for Harwich. He's trying to continue to keep it locked in here. It's now a 2-2 count. Couldn't find it on the 1-2. 83 miles an hour. Missed outside.
Anglers will take any insurance they can grab. They had a 3-run lead in the 9th last time when Harwich came back to tie it. Last time they were here on July 6th. Definitely want to extend that lead and avoid that happening again.
Did he go around? Yes, throw back down to first. He's safe. Chuck Ingram was off the bag as they were able to get Castagnazzi to go down swinging technically. I think he ended up going around, and so it's now 1 gone in the inning as, again, Ingram almost doubled up down at first as Gassetti tried to pick him off on the throwdown.
And that time he absolutely went around. Not going to say that Hunter Stokely didn't go around in the last inning, but definitely went around. Shouldn't have been an argument there from him.
As Caden Grice up to bat now on the night, 2 for 2. Doubled back in the 5th and singled back in the 3rd. He's also gotten on, getting hit by a pitch and walking. So that's the first strikeout of the outing for Hunter Hodges. As that's going to come in and miss for a ball. And see, just to give you an idea, just how quick people work here to get these dollar dogs. As soon as the announcement was made, admittedly, I wanted a dollar dog as well. I sent our team writer, Johnny Deppen, with a $5 in hand to run and grab both myself and him one, and he just came back with $5 and no hot dogs. We are 0 for 3 trying to get dollar dogs here at Veterans Field this season.
Well, they definitely fly off the shelves, per se.
It's a 2-0 count.
It's not an easy feat.
We're so far away, too. It's unforgiving. The 2-0 is in for a called strike. It's a 2-1 count.
1 away for Hodges and 1 on. He'd love a ground ball double play. Harrison is almost behind the second base bag. Goodwin over in the hole at second.
Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Gassetti drops it on the transition, his glove to his hand in an attempt to try to gun down Chuck Ingram, but Ingram even still was so quick on the jump as he's able to make it down to second base safely. And so we'll do it again here. Caden Grice now faced with a 2-2 count.
Gassetti's had an off night defensively. Usually a brick wall. He's thrown men out on a consistent basis, but this time it's just been an off night. He's let a few pass balls go by, some even being run-scoring pass balls, but that's just the night it's been for Harwich in summary.
As it's 2-2 count, that's going to miss. It's a 3-2 count now, so chance here for the Anglers to keep it rolling here. Trying to get the second man on base here. as that's going to be swung on and missed. Strike 3. Down goes Caden Grice. And so back-to-back strikeouts for Hunter Hodges as he's able to record 2 Ks. And this will bring up now Jack Rubenstein, who is 0 for 4 on the night. This is an out you need to have here if you're Harwich.
Did have that one positive sac fly in the 3rd inning. Got a run home, so did his job in that sense, but still looking for that first hit, as you mentioned, Tim.
First pitch into him is going to be in for a called strike. It's 0-1. And so for Harwich, again, we talk about how this is a night in which Nesson is coming to town, and they've been broadcasting the game for folks in the New England area. This is not the first time the Mariners have been on Nesson, as that one's going to get away from Gassetti, and that's going to be a free base. And perhaps thinking, too, was Chuck Ingram. He heads down to 3rd, and he was rounding the bag for a moment, anticipating perhaps a chance to come home if that ball got even further away from Gassetti. But Gassetti got back quickly enough as it hopped away from his reach over toward the on-deck circle for the Anglers. And so just a free 90 for Ingram, as it's an 0-2 count. Gassetti and Hodges talking about it here. All you need is one pitch to be able to retire Jack Rubenstein. But again, last time the Mariners were on Nesson, it was back last summer on July 8th. Crowd of 2,007 on hand for that overcast game that took just about 10 hours. A 5-3 victory for the Harwich Mariners over the YD Red Sox, a game in which Trey Dombrowski was able to pick up the win.
Did you say 10 hours?
Oh, I'm sorry. It took 3 hours. Excuse me.
I was going to say, holy
My
cow.
goodness.
What a battle.
Oh, boy.
Nesson really having to run over some other streams.
As that one's going to hop away from Gassetti. It's a 1-2 count now. Yeah, forgive me for that. That'd
I was
be
just like, holy
something
cow. I
to
knew there
behold.
was fog, but I didn't think there would be a 7-hour delay without a cancellation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the longest Cape League game's ever been, but I know they've got curfew eventually, and quite frankly, I'd probably fall asleep on air during a 10-hour game, as that's going to miss outside. It's a 2-2 count. I could drive to and from my home off Cape probably twice. So you go from here back to about Natick, back to here, back to Natick, back to here, and then you still got 2 more hours of ball game. I mean, as that's going to be swung on and missed. Strike 3. Hunter Hodges is able to strike out the side after allowing a leadoff walk to Chuck Ingram. A runner stranded over on 3rd. We head to the top of the 9th. Do or die time for the Mariners as they're down by 3, down to their final 3 outs. We'll be back in a minute. You're listening to the Harwich Mariners YouTube network. It's Matt Gassetti to lead off the top of the 9th inning for the Mariners. The 8, 9, and 1 hitters all due up here on the night. Gassetti, he is 0 for 2. Walked back in the 3rd inning, and otherwise has grounded out to shortstop and has struck out swinging. So he'll take a first pitch that misses high at 90 miles an hour from Brian Holiday. So the count opens at 1-0. Mariners put up a 5 spot in the top of the 6th inning, but they have since fallen back behind. They trail it here 9-6 as it's now a 1-1 count.
See what Gassetti can make of this. We've seen him start rallies, most notably back at Katuitt in June.
As that's in for a called strike, it's now 1-2.
But gonna take a lot. Got your bottom 2 in the order. Top of the order could potentially move them around. Gotta set them up.
That's gonna skip in the dirt outside, and it's now a 2-2 count. These 3 batters due up here for the Mariners, a collective on the night, total of 2 for 9. A single from O'Donnell, a triple from Goodwin. Those are the only hits of the game, as this one's flown out to right center field. Over to make the catch is DeLeo, but he drops it. Matt Gassetti is going to hold up in the base paths and head back to first base. But Jake DeLeo, as he was coming out into right center field, Guy Garibay Jr. as well was coming in to make the play. Some last-second communications gave DeLeo the ball, but even still perhaps concerned over whether or not he was going to run into Garibay Jr., so ends up dropping it. That is ruled an error by the center fielder DeLeo, and the Mariners catch a break. The leadoff man is on with nobody out here. For now, Ethan O'Donnell.
The All-Star had made a great catch to rob Joe Vitrano of a hit earlier in the game, but evens it out here. Wrong time to do it, though.
As the first pitch misses for a ball, and the count is going to open at 1-0. O'Donnell on the night, he's 1 for 3. Mariners, again, we've talked about it this season. Only once this year have they not lost a ball game when trailing after 8 innings. It was that last trip here to Veterans Field. Otherwise, on the campaign, a collective 0-12-1 when trailing after 8. It's a 2-0 count. Holiday stares in. Here's the pitch. That misses high. Ball 3. The man standing on deck, and Nick Goodwin represents the tying run. And with his power, what he offers, you want to get him on here. You have to get him up to bat with 2 on. So Ethan O'Donnell, you have to find a way to get on, and he does exactly that. A 4-pitch walk. Brian Holiday hands it to him. Matt Gassetti now down to second. Ethan O'Donnell up to first. And this is not what you want to see if you're Chatham. First 2 have gotten on with nobody out. And Nick Goodwin coming up to bat. One of the most dangerous hitters here for the Mariners. Came into today second in the Cape Cod Baseball League in RBI, and he now stands to be the hero here tonight if he can help the Mariners break right back into this one. He's had some late game heroics this season, Goodwin.
He did. Had the walk-off against Hyannis in the doubleheader. Also came around to score a run, I believe, in that tie with the Chatham Anglers in that inning.
As the conversation on the mound now breaks up here. If you're Harwich, not often have you gotten the leadoff man on as you have here in this inning. So to be able to get the first 2 guys on, especially a treat. And so, see what the Mariners can do with it here. Again, neither a hit from Gassetti nor O'Donnell, but they're able to work ways on base. Here's Goodwin now, stands in as Holiday's ready to pitch once again. It's a fresh count. Here's the first pitch. That misses inside, and it's 1-0 to open it up to Goodwin.
Chris Cassidy on the edge of his seat down there, front row in the grandstand. This has all of a sudden gotten interesting. Mariners with a chance to tie it on 1 swing of the bat, and 4 All-Stars due up.
Next pitch into Goodwin's in for a called strike. It's now 1-1. Goodwin on the season whenever he's got runners in scoring position. Well, he has been nails. Batting .379 out of his 29 at-bats. 12 RBI in these situations and a single home run. It's a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. He'll check his swing. That'll get away briefly from Rubenstein. He'll keep it out in front of him. And so Gassetti holds at second and O'Donnell holds over at first. Mariners threatening here. Nobody gone in the top of the 9th inning. A 9-6 ball game, Chatham out in front.
Goodwin just 1 for 4 on the day. Had that triple in which he came around to score. An extra base here for the Mariners would hit the spot.
That's going to be fought off foul. A 2-2 count now here as Harwich trying to show off on Nesson. Trying to set the table perhaps for Tommy Seidel to help Harwich get back into this one. Seidel grew up right in Wellesley, a local to Massachusetts. Grew up watching Nesson, of course. It's a 2-2 count. Stares back at second is Holiday, and so Goodwin hits this one on the ground right side. That'll be picked up. On to third for 1, on to first for 2, no. They get the force out of Matt Gussetti as Johnny Castagnazzi opts to tag the bag over at third. Up to second base is Ethan O'Donnell. Now down to first is Nick Goodwin on a fielder's choice, and this does set up Tommy Seidel with an identical situation, nearly identical to what Nick Goodwin had. Runners on first and second, but now with 1 gone. And if you're Harwich, you want to avoid any potential ground ball here to the middle infield. A double play ends the ball game.
Goodwin just got jammed up there. Castagnazzi taking the first runner, the front runner rather. Play just a couple steps late to get Goodwin. Right idea though. Now it's on to Seidel.
First pitch to him's chopped off foul, and the count's 0-1 now here to him. Seidel on the night. He's helped Harwich immensely in this game. Singled and came all the way around back in the 6th, and then hit a solo shot to lead off the 8th inning to get the Mariners back to within 3. And he's now going to have to try and play hero here for Harwich. Stands in with an 0-1 count as Holiday stares him down. He'll come set, stare back towards second base. Looks home and delivers. That'll skip down to the plate, and so the count now 1-1.
Brock Wilkin on deck. That would be awesome to get him up if you're Harwich. And the only way he can come up to bat is with at least him representing the tying run. Double play would end the ball game. So if he's going to bat, he's going to have a chance to tie it.
Holiday stares in. Here's the pitch. Seidel rips it down the third base line. A grab by Castagnazzi. Throw on to first. Misses the mark. It's away from Grice. Coming home to score is going to be O'Donnell. Over to third now is Goodwin as Seidel advances down to second base. It's a 2-run ball game. The Anglers lead it now just 9-7 for now Brock Wilkin coming up to bat with a chance to send this game into the bottom of the 9th if he's able to at least drive in 2.
Tough break there for Castagnazzi. Does a great job to stop it, but rushing the throw and about the farthest part in the diamond, he can make the throw. Bounced it on a line. I think a good throw would have had Seidel, which is surprising considering how fast Seidel is. But the error will really hurt them. It'll be an infield hit and an error, how that's scored. Second and third now, single ties it.
As the first pitch into Brock Wilkin misses for a ball, the count opens here at 1-0. Wilkin on the night, he's just 0 for 1. Struck out swinging back to close out the first inning and then walked in each the 4th and 6th. Was hit by a pitch in the 8th, and so he's going to be looking to barrel one up here. He's had a quiet day at the plate despite getting on 3 times. And you wonder just how long the leash is going to be here at this point for Holiday as this inning has gotten away from him on the mound. He's allowed each the first 4 to get on. Here's the 2-0. That's going to be in for a called strike. Finds the top of the zone at 91 miles an hour. 2-1.
And I'm going to think this is his last batter. You got a lefty going in the pen. Joe Vetrano and Hunter Stokely, back-to-back lefties due up. So Brock Wilkin probably the last man Holiday will face.
Here's the 2-1. Wilkin rips it left side. That's going to get through. Coming in to score is Goodwin. Seidel holds it third. Throw home is going to be blocked down by Rubenstein, but it's now a 1-run ball game. Brock Wilkin, an RBI single after being held quiet all night long, is able to get Harwich back to within 1 as Seidel stands over on third. Holiday still stands on the mound as Tom Holiday stares down into the bullpen. Has a brief word here with one of his assistant coaches. We'll see what exactly the Anglers opt to do here at this juncture in the ball game. Harwich has put up 2 runs here in the 9th. They've brought it back to a 1-run game. And we'll see is Rubenstein offers signs from behind home, steps back behind the plate. It looks as though they're going to let Holiday give his best shot here. Vetrano stands in now. If he can bring Seidel home, it ties the game and sends it to at least the bottom of the 9th. Here's the pitch. First one into Vetrano's in for a called strike. It's 0-1. Vetrano on the night. He's 1 for 4, singled back in the 6th inning. Did end up coming all the way around to score. Otherwise, flew out to center, grounded into a double play, and struck out looking. That was back in the 8th inning. It's an 0-1 count to Vetrano here. Holiday stands in. Here's the pitch. That's going to be fouled off. It's an 0-2 count now. Still just 1 gone in the inning if you're Harwich. Not the end of the world here for you if Vetrano's retired. But so far, the Mariners have been making every single at-bat count, and they're looking to continue that mindset here in some way, shape, or form. A sac fly here would do you wonders if you're Harwich. Want to get some kind of value here. Vetrano down 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 89 miles an hour. Holiday blows it by Vetrano, and so there's now 2 gone in the inning.
Yeah, that's really tough if you're Vetrano. Got to find a way to get the bat on that. Push it into play. There's another example. We saw it from Harrison a couple innings ago. You just got to put the ball in play, especially with less than 2 outs and a runner on third. Got to capitalize on those opportunities. Mariners have failed to do that here tonight, and it has really hurt them. Now it's up to Hunter Stokely. He's had his 2nd multi-hit game here tonight. It's been hot, but it's going to take a lot of grit to get through this one.
And again, they leave it to Holiday to try to clean things up. Stokely takes the first pitch, and it misses for a ball. It's 1-0. Stokely on the night. He hit a home run back in the 6th inning, a 3-run shot. Another situation here in which he finds himself with 2 on. There's 2 out in the inning. Here's the pitch. That's going to miss. Outside, it's now 2-0. Also doubled back in the 8th inning. Again, he has 2 extra base hits here tonight. It's the first time all season long in which he's recorded 2 extra base hits. As Holiday stares in, here's the 2-0. Misses outside once again. It's now a 3-0 count. A walk here would load the bases for Kalai Harrison, who's 0 for 3 on the night with a walk. 2 strikeouts as well. Stokely on the season, whenever he's got runners in scoring position with 2 outs, well, he's yet to record a hit. This is just his 3rd at-bat in such a scenario. And they're just going to opt to wave him down to the bag. Hunter Stokely heads down to first base. It's an intentional walk as this game now comes down to Kalai Harrison. A chance here as now Cole Harding is going to come in and pinch run for Brock Wilkin.
Smart move by Angler to get Wilkin off the field. Harding very fast, and you also have Wheels and Seidel on third, so a single is going to tie this ball game. Harrison's had a tough go today. Had a hit last night, but what a way it would be to make your name known in Harwich than a hit right here.
First pitch that's in to Kalai. Harrison's in for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Harrison, as mentioned on the night, 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts to his name. He did walk back in the 2nd inning. He was the first base runner of the game for the Mariners, and he's trying to come back here in a spot where his team needs him with the bases loaded. He'll fight off the 0-1 pitch. It's now an 0-2 count. Brian Holiday trying to send everybody here at Veterans Field home happy. Meanwhile, Kalai Harrison trying to make it happen for the Harwich faithful who happen to be in attendance this evening. Fog continues to roll in here in a dramatic scene from Veterans Field. Here's the pitch. Skips in the dirt, and it's blocked by Rubenstein. What a huge block from Jack Rubenstein as he's able to stay out in front of that one. If that gets by him, this is a tie ball game with Seidel on third.
I think even with a good read, Seidel could have scored. He's the fastest guy on the team. If he picks that up in the dirt, yes, a gamble off the bat, but where it bounced and no one covering the plate, Seidel would have been able to score.
A 1-2 count. The slow clap emerges. Kalai Harrison trying to extend the ball game. Holiday stares in, rocks and delivers. Did he get him? No. It's just going to miss inside, so says Jeff Merzel, and the ball game continues. crowd in attendance here tonight thought that they had strike 3, but we play on. It's a 2-2 count here to Harrison. Holiday trying to strike him out. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. The Chatham Anglers are able to survive the 9th inning rally from the Harwich Mariners and come away with the win, 9-8 on a foggy night here from Chatham. We'll be back on the other side to break this one down in just a minute. In the meantime, you've been listening to the Harwich Mariners YouTube network. Welcome back inside Veterans Field. Tim Foley and Devin Dobick along with you to break down what was a roller coaster of emotions here from Chatham, Massachusetts. A game in which Harwich was at first down 3-0 at the end of the first inning. By the by the top of the 6th inning, or by the end of the 5th, I should say, they were down 5-0. They come back in the top of the 6th inning, put up a 5 spot on the Anglers, tie the game, proceed to give up the next 4 runs and go down 9-5, but then score a combined 3 runs in each the 8th and 9th innings just to come up short with the game-tying run 90 feet away on third base, a game in which Harwich likely had no business being this close to winning, but ultimately made it interesting at the end of the day.
Yeah, it was a blast. A fun one to call and just missed opportunities. As you put it, leaving guys on base in scoring position, a lot of opportunities. Guys 90 feet away on third base, less than 2 outs. All you got to do, put the ball in play. And that didn't happen. There was multiple strikeouts in scenarios like that tonight. It was just a disastrous one with situational hitting. But the relentlessness from the Mariners is something to be positive about. Hunter Stokely, big 3-run shot. Tommy Seidel had a big solo home run. And then you love to see the rally in the 9th. Just fell up a little short.
And so the loss here tonight for the Mariners is going to be credited to Blake Purnell. Purnell is given the loss here this evening. Meanwhile, LeBaron Johnson is going to be able to pick up the win here tonight as he came in, did give up 2 home runs on the night, but comes away with the win nonetheless. And then Brian Holiday, he made it interesting, but he picked up the save as Chatham was able to walk away 9-8. A game in which pitching was not the strong suit for the Mariners right off the bat, as Santucci had a rough go of it in his worst start of the season, allowing 7 hits and 4 runs, all of which were earned. Walked 3, struck out 4, and a game in which Harwich is going to have to try and just very quickly flip the script, as they'll head into the off day tomorrow before regathering and facing off against 2 tough Eastern Division opponents coming up this week, Devin.
Yeah, it's going to be a long week. Still haven't won a game on the road against an Eastern Division opponent. YD and Brewster both on the road, so you're going to have to be up to that task. You've lost 3 in a row as of now, so Now it comes down to, can you win when you really need to most? Chatham nipping at your heels now is in the standings. Chatham now up to 23 points, and the Mariners sit at 27. It's just a 2-game margin between them and being in the playoffs.
And with 2 games still to play between these 2 ball clubs, that set to come right at the end of the season. Anglers will visit White House Field twice toward the end of the 2022 campaign, and you can imagine that there will be serious playoff implications on the line with 2 out of the final 3 games of the regular season to be played between these 2 ball clubs. Well, with that, we'll leave you. The Chatham Anglers come out on top here tonight. A thriller for them, a heartbreaker for Harwich as they came so close to coming all the way back. 9-8 the final score, Anglers over the Mariners. For my broadcast partner, Devin Dobek, for Johnny Deppen and Chris Cassidy, who came in and filled in the top of the 3rd inning while we were away, for Emily Peters doing the producing all night long, and for Courtney Robinson running around taking care of all social media offerings all evening long. I'm Tim Foley saying thanks so much for tuning in to our coverage of the Harwich Mariners here tonight, and we'll see you on Tuesday.